Hello guys, and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorials. So guys, in the previous video we successfully implemented the CMS section of our blogging system, and in the CMS section we covered the about page, contact page and the footer section, and now it's working perfectly fine. So guys, in this video we are going to implement the users views or user blade, you can say, or you can say the user functionality, so that an admin can view all the registered user on our blogging system using a link. Okay, so regarding the user functionality or viewing the user on our application, I just want to let you know guys that we can have specific functionality for the admin. Let's say if an admin wants to edit or update a user, he can, but in our case we have 2 or 3 columns that are related to user. Let's say the name, email, and we never want to show the password, so let's keep that apart. Okay, so in our case we have name and email, and admin don't want, or usually the admin doesn't change the username or the email of a specific user. Okay, so in this case I'm not going to implement the update functionality because we don't have sufficient field and it's not really necessary in our case. By the way, the super admin or the admin of the application has all the rights to each and everything. Okay, just keep that in mind, so that let's say if you want to implement the update functionality, you can, it's totally up to you, but I'm going to neglect it for now. Okay guys, so the other functionality would be, let's say if admin wants to delete a specific user, yes, he can delete a specific user, but not just the user, but he's also going to delete all the necessary records that are related to the specific user which he is trying to delete. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So in our case we are going to keep the delete functionality for a separate video, and we are going to cover that in the next video, because we are not just going to delete a user, but we are going to delete all the records that are related to the specific user. So let's create the view, or let's say the read property or read functionality of the user, and for that we need to create a link right here first of all. So let's move to Sublime, and I will move to resources, views, backend, layout and sidebar, and let's see where we can implement user. And yeah, this should be the right position, just above the CMS. So yeah, I'm going to copy this one, CMS1, from right here, and let's paste it just right here. Okay, let's just rename it to users, and the icon we are going to use in this case would be users. Okay, so yeah, let's do a refresh. Okay, so we have our users link right here, and if I click on users, we are going to be redirected to CMS. Why? Because we are not changing the URL right here. So in order to change the URL, we need to create one because we don't have any. So yeah, let's create a new URL to view all the users. So all users. Okay, and in order to access this URL, we need to create a route and a view as well. Okay, so let's move to web.php, and I will move down just above the CMS. I'm going to create a new route get, and route name would be all users. And yeah, once again I want to hit backend controller and all users view, yeah, because we are just returning a view in this case. So now let's move to backend controller, and let's move down. Here I'm going to put a comment, return all users of blogging system view. Okay, it's just a view, that's why I'm writing a view right here. So public function get all users view. Okay, let's do it right here, and just like that. Okay, so let's return a view, and for that we need a view, and we don't have any. So let's create a view guys. Okay, let's move to partials. No, actually in the backend folder, yeah, we can use categories blade in order to create a user blade. So I'm going to copy everything, Control A, Control C. Let's close this, and I'm going to create a new file inside backend. Let's paste everything right here, and let's save it with the name users.blade.php. Okay guys, now let's make the necessary changes. I want the title to be users, I want the heading to be users. Okay, and once again the heading would be users, and in this case we don't want to open or add any user, so I'm going to remove this modal, open modal. Okay, and yes, the ID of this table would be all users, or let's say just like that, all users. Yeah, looks fine. Okay, so we are not going to use the category modal once again, so let's remove it, and in this case we want to use the users.js. Okay, we are going to create this users.js. So our view is ready, guys, and that's why we covered each and every aspect of this page in great detail in the beginning video, so that we can simply use the copy and paste strategy. Okay, so reduce some time. Okay, so let's move and let's return our view, and I want the view from backend and the view name is users. That's it, and let's change the route. Okay, it's already done. So yeah, let's do a refresh once again and let's move to users. Okay guys, so our view is ready right here. Now what we need to do is we need to get the data right here. That's it. So yeah, everything is working fine, guys. Let's move to user blade, and now let's create this users.js, and for that I will move to public, backend, partials, and once again I can simply use categories.js file, and I'm going to copy everything and I'm going to create a new file, paste everything and save it with the name users.js. That's it. Okay guys, so once again that's why we covered each and every aspect of this code in great detail, so that we can use a copy and paste strategy. Guys, I just want to let you know, let's say if in any case you want me to type all this code, you can just tell me. I'm using the copy paste right here so that I can reduce some time, because each and every video of mine is, let's say, is of approximately 25 to 30 minutes in length, so I just want to reduce that time. That's why I'm using copy and paste. If you want me to type, I can type it again and again, but it is going to take time, and the video length should be, let's say, approximately then would be, let's say, 40 to 50 minutes. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. That's why we have covered each and everything in great detail. Okay guys, so we are creating a data table using this table with the help of ID right here. Okay, and we are using some attributes: processing true, server side true, responsive true, auto width true, and the page length should be 10. You can change it. Okay, order with respect to 0 column, and the order should be ascending order. Then we are passing the AJAX request. Now let's move down, and first let's remove the unnecessary code, because in this case we don't want to create a user. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. That's it. I don't want to edit a user, so I will remove this right here as well, and I don't want to update a user, so I will remove this one as well. Okay, and as I have told you, we are going to implement the delete functionality in the later in the next video, so I will just put a comment right here: delete user. That's it. Okay, let's move down. Okay, and I don't need any of these functions, so let's remove them. Okay guys, now everything looks fine. Okay, now let's make the necessary changes. In order to get all the users of our application, what we need to do is we need to create a new route, and the route would be, let's say, get all users. Okay, the type of the method would be post, and data we are passing it from the master layout. Okay, we have a field or using the meta. Sorry guys. Okay, and right here I want to get one more field, and that would be email. Okay, and email. Okay, and I want to remove this edit one as well, but I just want to let you know, guys, in some cases in most of the cases I am removing this right here, and I'm removing this line right here. Okay, I just want to let you know, guys, that these specific line doesn't have a relationship with each other until or unless we define it with the help of target. Okay, so let's say if I'm removing this action one, which is the 6th column, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and right here I'm referring to the 4, so it isn't going to affect it. Okay, it's just a name that we are referring to, and actually we are mapping the two fields, this one and the column definition, with the help of this target. Okay, so let's say if I remove this from right here. Okay, and I remove this from right here. Okay, it isn't going to make a difference. Okay, why? Because now this action refers to this column definition. How? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how it is mapped. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah. Okay guys, so now everything looks fine. Now one last change, we need to add this email table heading right here as well. So let's cut this one, Control X, and I want it right here with the different value, and the value would be email. The heading would be email. Sorry guys. Okay guys, so everything looks fine. But now what we need to do is we need to create a route get, and the route was get all. The route name was get all users, and once again I'm going to hit the backend controller using a specific method, and the method name would be once again get all user. And I just want to make sure I'm not using this route anywhere else. Get all users. Yeah, so it's fine. Okay guys, now let's move to backend controller right here, and let's create a new method. Return all users of blogging system. That's it, not a view. Public function get all users, and now I want to get all the users. Okay, and for that we need a data table as well, and we have already implemented data tables multiple times. So once again I can simply refer to, let's say, category model, controller. Okay, and I'm going to copy everything from right here, and let's paste it right here because we want something similar. Okay, only the only difference is going to be the query. Okay guys, now, and yes, since we are using data tables and Carbon, we need these two as well. Copy, and let's include them right here. Okay guys, let's move forward. So in your case, let's say if you want to display all the user, what you can do is users user all. That's it. Now what you need to do is pass this users right here, and in singular right here, just like that. And you need to replicate the singular one right here, here, and here. Okay, just keep that in mind, and it is going to give you all the user. But in my case, I don't want all the user, I want all the user except the admin, because I don't want to show the admin user right here. So that's the only difference. Okay, so how can we do that? Just keep that in mind guys. It is like a basic function. While we created a relationship of user and role, we were able to find a role of a specific user, but that was just for a single user. But in this case, we want multiple users that have a specific role. So how are we going to do that? Guys, in Laravel, to implement any sort of query, we have multiple ways. Okay, and right here I'm going to show you the most simplest way that you can get all the user with a specific role. Okay, so let's dig in and let's do it right here. So for me, I'm going to comment this one, and I'm going to type $users is equals to, and I'm going to put a condition using the role where ID is 2. Okay, and I want the first one. That's a simple query right here. Okay, now let's understand it. And since we are using role, so we need to import this role right here. Use app role. That's it. Let's move down. Now let's discuss what we are doing right here, just to make it simple. So let's move to roles. Okay guys, so my query is role where ID is 2, where the name is actually the basic user. So I want all the basic user. So I am getting the first element. In case I have multiple records with this ID, I am just going to get the first one. Okay, so in this case it would be this one. Okay, now I got my specific role, that is basic user. Now what I need to do is I need to find all the users that are related to this specific role, and I want to get them all, in short all. Okay, so that's my query, and right here we are finding a specific role, and then we are implementing that specific role on the user so that we can get all the users where the role is this one, and we are going to get all. Now I know this is going to be a bit confusing for you, like how are we using this users? So guys, we are using this users from right here, from the role model, this one. So now I hope it makes sense. So as easy as it gets. Okay guys, so now let's make the necessary changes, and I want to replace this one with this one, user, and right here as well, right here and right here. That's it guys. So yeah, now it makes sense and it looks fine. So let's see what we have now. Let's move, let's do a refresh. Okay guys, so I think we have any sort of error. Let's see what we have. Network, I'm just going to do a refresh once again so that I can see the error, if it is related to this one. No. So let's move to console. Okay, style property. So yeah, I know the issue. Okay guys, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 and right here. Okay, so we are not saving this one. Nice. Let's do a refresh once again. Okay, and now the issue is, okay, I got the issue once again. So it is going to be a post request. Sorry guys, I hope you guys got this. Okay guys, so now we are able to view the users that are not admin. Let me just show you. This user specific ID is 2, and let's check the role, where user ID is 2, user ID is 2, role ID is 2 right here. Okay, so that's how let's say if in any case, if in your case you have multiple users, you are going to see multiple users right here. Okay, so that's it from this video guys, and in the next video we are going to implement the delete functionality for this user, and we are going to delete all the relevant blogs record that are relevant for a specific user which we are going to delete. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And just to answer the question that most people are asking, because most of the people are having issue while having a redirection for different user. Guys, just keep a note of this. Just keep a note on this, guys. Actually, what we did is we implemented the multi-auth. We implemented the relation of users and roles and nothing else. We changed the redirection to the dashboard so that we are able to see the dashboard, and if it's an user, we are able to see the user dashboard. How we did that guys? Let's see. We created a user right here. Once the user is created, what we did was we created the roles by ourselves using the database right here. Okay, and after that once we have our users and role, we move to role user table, and we initiated and we inserted a record defining a specific user to a specific role using database right here. Okay, so yeah, that was the whole point guys. Let's say if you are going to create a new user, you are not assigning that specific user to any of the roles, neither the admin, neither the user. So how are you going to expect like it is going to work fine? Guys, we need to complete this functionality, and I'm waiting for the seeder functionality. Why? Reason is, first of all guys, for the roles, we are going to implement a seeder. We are going to implement these roles using a role seeder. Once we define all of our roles in the role seeder, we can simply run the PHP artisan command to create the roles in the data tables. Okay, so in short, we are going to delete these records in the later part when we are done with the seeder. Okay, with the seeders, we are going to delete these records, and we are going to create these records using seeder. Okay guys, so that's the story for the role. Now comes the user part, guys. Actually, when we, let's say when let me show you with an example. Guys, we are not going to create an admin user using this form. This form is just for the basic user right here. So once a user is trying to register on our application, we are also going to attach a role, which we are not doing right now. we did that for our examples. In this case, we did that for our examples, but using the database, not the Laravel application. Just keep that in mind, okay guys? So we need to attach a role whenever a user is trying to log in, or creating whenever a user is trying to create an account, we need to attach a role. First part. Now for the second part, since we cannot register a user using this form, we are going to create a user once again using seeder. Once the seeder is created, we are going to run a php artisan command to create our admin user in the database. So that's why your redirection for multi-authentication is not working fine, because we haven't implemented the redirection, because I am waiting for the seeder part. So once the seeder part is done, we can simply change the redirection, and it is I'm planning to make it in the upcoming videos. Actually, after the delete user functionality, we are going to cover this functionality. We are going to implement the role seeder and the admin seeder. So yeah, that's it from this video, guys. I just wanted to let you know so that everyone understand what's going on right here. Okay, so yeah. Okay guys, so I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you, take care. And yes guys, be ready. Okay, take care.